You are listening to the Young Black Travelers Podcast. Black voices conversing on experiential travel, dedicated to creating a global community of travelers. Be bold, be inspired, be spontaneous. We are YBT.
Welcome to the Young Black Travelers Podcast. My name is Asher Cunningham, and I'm the host of today's podcast and the founder of Young Black Travelers. And today we're actually in a live space at the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Staten Island. Guys, give yourselves a round of applause. They're actually sitting well-behaved. Let me give you guys a little backstory. We had a whole blooper. We had a whole conversation, and then I didn't press record. But now this is take two. You got the backstory. But anywho, we have with us today our fearless leader of the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Staten Island. I'm going to have him introduce himself to you.
Right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jermaine Cameron, and I am the proud founding principal of the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Staten Island. Pleasure being here.
Good having you. And by the way, so the reason for us doing this programming today, we actually donated to a scholar, and he's going to introduce himself to you. We donated $1,600 to this student today, which goes to tell you it's so important to partner with Young Black Travelers and partner in what we're doing, because this student is about to go to Puerto Rico, and he's about to have this experience probably for the first or second time. I'll let him tell you about that. So introduce yourself to our listeners.
So I want to say hi to everybody, or as I would say, wagwan.
You got to say it in Spanish, though. You're going to Puerto Rico.
Hola. So my name is Ronald Wilder. I'm a freshman at the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Staten Island. And I'm a student leader. I'm in different extracurricular student groups within my school. Student government, my brother's keeper, BSAC, soapbox. There's so many things that I do, so I just try to keep myself involved within the school.
Wow, yeah. What a worthy student to give this $1,600 to, a student leader here at Eagle Academy. So, okay, Ronald,
yes,
you got $1,600 that is about to go to your time in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Honestly, it's so surreal. This will be my first time traveling out of the country. This will be my first time going on a plane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful.
Wow. No, I mean, that is commendable, right? I mean, so part of the requirement for you getting this money, we ask you to actually produce content. As you know, Young Black Travelers is on Instagram,
yes,
TikTok, different platforms. So it would be really nice to capture that moment, because you said this is your first time going on a plane.
First time going on a plane, yes.
Wow. And, you know, like, and this is not even going to like South Africa. You're simply going to Puerto Rico. So it would be really nice, Ronald, if you are vlogging just every moment from the time you wake up at 5 a.m. You probably never slept the night before, because I know how it feels when it's your first time to do anything.
Right.
You know, probably vlog before, you know, how I felt the night before. You know, you woke up, what time is your flight?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But probably very early in the morning.
Very early in the morning. You get to the airport. You're vlogging all of that experience. I think the scholars, do you guys want to see and hear what he's experiencing in this moment? Yeah, it would be really nice to just see those moments, like your emotions, like what you're feeling, your fears. But don't miss your flight, though. So in all of this prep that you have to do, just make sure you capture it, but don't miss your flight.
I got you.
Because it's going to be a great experience, especially flying on a plane for first time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time. So I really want to see that. But Mr. Cameron, clearly, I mean, what caused you as principal to make the decision to have this a part of the staple of the experience for this school?
So whenever I'm asked that question, I always go back to when we first opened the school back in 2014. We had taken our first college trip, or first trip as a school, off the island. We had gone to York College, I believe, and what we discovered very earlier on is that most of the young men we had then in 2014 who have since matriculated college and through the armed forces, etc. Many of them had not left the confines of the neighborhood.
Wow.
Right? We realized that a lot of them were just confined to the 10304 zip code, which is the Stapleton Park Hill area, and so we wanted to infuse this culture of exposure within the school. And so we started very small with just exposure outside of New York City, New York State. And then ultimately, about 4 years ago, we took our first international trip to Europe. But it really was centered in providing young men who are often underrepresented a level of exposure beyond their norms.
Wow, this is good. And we're about to go to break, but I really want to park the conversation there and to really anchor why YBT does what YBT does. Because we believe that young people, young men, young women, people of color should travel. People of color should really experience the world. And experiencing the world doesn't only mean going to an international destination. It could be going to another state like Puerto Rico that has a very different culture. Ronald, a quiz for you.
Yes.
What is another non-state that is really off of mainland where people can get another experience? I mean, they could do that in all states that are mainland, but off this continent, off mainland here.
Okay.
That is attached to the U.S.
That is attached to U.S. Probably somewhere in the Caribbean. No?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
He's saying
The U.S. Virgin Islands.
U.S.
maybe.
Virgin
Well, yeah.
Islands could be one. I was thinking more so maybe Hawaii.
Oh, okay,
Guam.
okay.
So I say all of that to say that there's so many cultures even attached to the U.S. And so it's really commendable, Mr. Cameron, that Eagle chose to go to Puerto Rico, because I think what this trip is really going to highlight is that even a part of this greater U.S., there's a diversity of cultures that we all need to embrace. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we are going to get into the meat of this conversation with Mr. Cameron and Ronald. So stay tuned.
Thank you.
All right, a quick pause before we jump back into the episode. If you signed up for the opportunity to attend and volunteer at the Governor's Ball with Young Black Travelers, this is your reminder to keep an eye on your email this week. Our team will be reaching out with more information, updates, and next steps. So make sure you're checking your inbox and staying ready. And listen, this is a huge opportunity. The Governor's Ball is one of the biggest music festivals out there. So whether you're attending, volunteering, networking, or just soaking in the experience, we hope you enjoy every moment of it. Most importantly, rep YBT well. Show up with good energy, build connections, and make the most of the opportunity. And if you want to learn more about the festival itself, head over to governorsballmusicfestival.com. All right, now let's get back into the episode.
So welcome back to the Young Black Travelers Podcast. Again, we have with us today Principal Cameron, who is the principal of the Eagle Academy. I'm going to say the full name, the Eagle Academy for Young Men of Staten Island.
Right.
Located in Stapleton, Staten Island.
Yep.
What is one of the historic around here?
So, for all my hip hop lovers, it's the home of Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, literally right across the street from the Stapleton projects where Wu-Tang came from.
That's right. So it's a merger between the Park Hill section and Stapleton.
Yes.
All right. So that's where we are, Staten Island. By the way, for our listeners who are probably listening from another state, somewhere else, Staten Island has stuff for you to see. You know, there's a free ferry that you could come across. You could see the Statue of Liberty. So, you know, probably add Staten Island to your list if you're ever visiting New York.
A lot of good eats, too.
A lot of good eats.
Yeah.
Good. But I guess our first question is back to you, Ronald. You are the student who is going to Puerto Rico. This is going to be your first experience on a plane. Have you traveled anywhere outside of New York State?
Yes. I've been to Virginia.
Okay.
To visit family.
Okay.
Down over there. I've been to trips with the school to go to like Washington, D.C. for college trips. But other than that, I haven't, no.
So good. This is going to be your first time on a plane across the ocean, going down to the Caribbean. So what are you expecting to experience? Just walk us through. What are you, just describe to us.
So when I get there, I want to experience everything. I want to experience the sights, the beaches, the smell of fresh food being made, the sight of seeing different culture, peoples, the buildings, everything. I just want to see everything. Everything that I can see and experience is what I want to experience and see.
And you know, it's going to be interesting because this is just part one of this conversation. We're going to have this again because, you know, it's interesting to hear you talk about the things you're hoping to see. But I think it will be really good to hear when you've gone and you've experienced what you've experienced and how that may have changed your life. So, by the way, do you speak Spanish at all?
I know a little bit, un poquito.
Un poquito español. So my suggestion to you is just learn a little bit of Spanish, you know, maybe download Duolingo, whatever else they have, Rosetta Stone, and practice some Spanish because trust me, one of the things I will say to you when you're traveling, when you speak to people in their local language, it goes a long way. So even saying hola to someone really opens up the world of conversation or just open up them trying to help you. So practice some Spanish, basic terminologies, hola, ¿cómo estás? Whatever else you got to learn to just start opening conversation. But do you know anything, maybe there's a cultural or historical fact about Puerto Rico you may have learned. Is there anything historical, culturally, that you are particularly looking forward to see, experience?
To be honest with you, not anything that comes to my mind. But I know that some of my family is from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So I think, and actually some of the places that we're going to are some of the places that they've came from.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to see like where some of my family members came from, and being able to kind of experience that for myself.
Good,
Yeah.
good. And Mr. Cameron, have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
Actually, yeah, I've been to quite a number of times, actually.
Okay. Yeah. And why do you think that a trip like this is so important for students like Ronald or other students to really experience?
So when we were thinking about where to go next, so last school year, we actually took a group of young men to South Africa.
Wow.
And when we were deciding upon where to go this year, the word equity kept on coming up, right? Equity from a standpoint in terms of how do we ensure that access to resources, access to travel was not a barrier for our young men.
Wow.
And so we landed upon Puerto Rico because it is a part of America. And certainly we realized the community that we served often may not necessarily have direct access to getting documentation for international travel. And so we wanted to not limit the reach or the scope of the exposure that students would get. And so that's why we decided to do Puerto Rico. And also to create a much more sense of ease among families, right? Because it's not very frequent that families want to release their scholars for a week at a time, 7-8 hours away by travel. And so we wanted to temper their level of tolerance, if you will, by doing something that was close, something that was reachable, and something that was minimal in cost, if you will, in comparison to, let's say, going to Asia or Europe.
Right.
Wow. And actually, that is really good because I do think at the end of the day, Puerto Rico is one of those places where you will experience a completely different culture, where you're going to experience. And maybe for you, Ronald, it would be nice to hear when you touch down and you start hearing the Spanish and you start seeing the differences in culture, how that hits you for the first time, right? Because I remember when I went to Puerto Rico, I think for me, it was kind of like, wow, this place is really a part of the U.S., and they speak Spanish. I mean, and it's not, because, you know, sometimes when we think of, when we say they speak Spanish, we're thinking that they speak Spanish and I'm going to be able to communicate with you at least. We're talking about like, you probably need to like know a lot of Spanish to talk to Puerto Ricans, right? So that is really a good thing that students are about to experience this for the first time. Ronald, what are your classmates who are going on this trip talking about and expecting from this trip?
So one of the things that they've been really dying to go and experience is the food. They've been dying to go and actually experience what Puerto Rican food or Hispanic food really tastes like when it's actually made like, freshly, and it comes from Puerto Rico. So that's one thing that they've been excited to experience. Another is actually traveling there. So also going on a plane.
Okay.
So I've also noticed, like Mr. Cameron said, a lot of young scholars within Staten Island, and I'm probably sure within New York City, haven't been out of the city.
Yeah.
And I can say even further, probably not even out of the state. So another big thing for them is actually being able to experience being on a plane for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you know what airport you're leaving from? What airline you're taking?
Mr. Cunningham, I have no idea. I have no idea.
So oftentimes we don't reveal those information to the scholars immediately, but we're going to be leaving out of Newark.
Newark,
okay.
So I mean, I asked you that question because it would be really nice that you're about to go on this journey,
Yes.
and to really understand that, like, how even the airport infrastructure in this state is built, right? So there's JFK, there's EWR, there's
Right.
LaGuardia. Like, does every flight from to Puerto Rico leave from JFK, or do they even leave from LaGuardia, right? So those are things, maybe even Cameron, to like even talk about, like, because there are certain flights that do not, well, international flights don't leave from New York. From which airport, you think?
Newark.
Newark is an international
Wait,
airport.
I'm sorry. What was the
JFK is
question?
so international flights from
International,
New York,
right.
Which airport do you think they don't leave from usually
So go internationally.
to go internationally? So you're not really going international, right? You
Well,
recognize?
no, because it's a territory within
Correct.
the state.
Uh-huh.
Well, within the country. So,
So if it's not
Probably-
if it's not JFK and it's not EWR,
Right.
what's the other airport in New York?
I have no idea. LaGuardia.
LaGuardia.
Okay, so
So yeah,
there you go.
so you're typically not leaving out of LaGuardia to go, let's say, to Jamaica or Barbados. You're typically leave from JFK or EW. So I say all that to say those are things that you're learning throughout this process. An important
course,
thing
yes.
to really know in this as New Yorkers and as travelers. But Mr. Cameron and Ronald, I guess the last question before we go to break is, clearly, we activated a community to donate this money, right? And we hope that in the future that we're able to even raise so much more to sponsor so many more students, probably some of whom who are sitting in this room, to go to wherever you decide to go to next. Why do you think that community is so important in this process? I'll let Ronald go first and then Mr. Cameron.
All right, before we hear Ronald's answer, we want to stay with that question about community for just a moment. Because community isn't always about words or support online. Sometimes it looks like opening doors, creating opportunities, and giving people access to experiences they may not have had otherwise. And that's exactly why this moment matters. Through Young Black Travelers, with the help of the community and various donors, Ronald was able to receive this donation that will help him on his travel to Puerto Rico. So let's jump right back on in so that we can hear Ronald's answer.
I think that community is so important because when you have a community, right, like I have at this school, you have a very strong support system.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to put anybody's business out there, but I know that some people, some of my friends, they don't come from a family that always supports them. So when you come to a school like this and you have educators that actually care, like, Miss Tate, all of our educators care, right? But those that go the extra mile for each and every single scholar within this school, like Miss Tate, who was behind the camera.
Shout out to you, Tate.
Shout out to Miss Tate, like Mr. Mullings, who is our guidance counselor,
Mullings.
or Mr. Matthew, who is our ENO educator within the middle school.
Okay.
Right? These are people that support us. These are people that make us feel empowered. These are people that make us want to come to school.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, well, I have to go to school today. No, I want to go to school today because I want to see these educators. I want to actually go and get an education. So community is so important when traveling, because you feel like, one, you have a family that you're going with, so you feel safe, and two, you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You feel comfortable. And I feel comfortable going on this trip with you guys. And you feel a sense of love.
Good.
Yeah.
No, this is good. And Cameron, and why is community so important in this process, even from a travel perspective, but even to really helping others achieve this goal?
So, two things come to mind. So Eagle Academy is a part of a larger infrastructure. There are 4 other Eagle Academies across New York City.
Okay.
And one of our mantras in the school is nothing is given.
Everything is
earned. And so Ronald rightly earned this fund. And then another mantra at the middle school that we recite at the beginning of each class is that I am a globally conscious, globally competitive Eagle Scholar. Right? And we want those two things, being globally conscious and competitive, to be rudimented in their experience. And then our school also participates in the My Brother's Keeper initiative with that President Barack Obama started some years ago.
Right.
And the mantra of that initiative is that we lift as we climb. And so community is essential to this process, right? Because many of the young men that we're serving in this 10304 zip code may not necessarily always have the resources to be a part of these experiences.
Right.
And so the larger community, this is a great way, a great opportunity to really lift someone else as we're climbing.
Yeah.
Right.
A really great opportunity to allow them to become globally conscious, globally competitive after we have arrived.
Right.
So sedimenting ourselves in this level of community is of absolute importance because we are investing in the future. We're investing in the young men and young women, depending on the context of community, right? That will be leading the charge when we're long gone.
Right.
Wow. Listen, this was an amazing conversation. This was great. We really hope that we see more students, more young people of color take the leap to really explore the world. But before we end this and today's episode, Ronald, I really want you to leave a parting word with maybe a young person, maybe someone from Staten Island, someone who's listening to this podcast, something that you really want them to just leave with.
Start young. Don't let anybody tell you because you are too young to do anything that is just the limit. The sky is the limit to all. And I think that throughout my years of living, I've experienced that. I've lived it. Well, I am living it. And I'm seeing the benefits of the hard work and dedication that I've actually been putting in. So start young. Don't let your age be a limit for you, or let anybody deter you from wanting to achieve your goals at a young age. Just be resilient, be determined, respect everybody, and remain humble. Humility goes a very long way. I'm very reminded of being humble. I'm humble, but I'm very reminded of having humility. And also, don't forget where you come from.
Yeah.
Is another big thing for me. Don't forget where you come from. So I want to say thank you for sponsoring. Thank you, everybody. Everyone in this entire room. Thank you, YBT, for sponsoring me, for being able to go to Puerto Rico. Thank you to all the educators that are here today, supporting me, going to Puerto Rico. Thank you to every scholar that is in here, because this is going to be one of you guys sometime next year.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to say to everyone that is watching, stay tuned, because coming soon is going to be a day in the life of traveling to Puerto Rico with Ronald.
Wow. Listen, we cannot wait to see that vlog. We cannot wait to post it because I know it's going to be good. And I do believe that it's going to be really inspirational for a lot of young people who are going to be watching it, and just everyone in general. So, Mr. Cameron, Ronald, thank you so much for joining us on today's conversation. And remember to follow us on all social media, Young Black Travelers on Instagram, Young Black Travelers blog on Instagram, Young Black Travelers on Facebook. You could check out our website, www.youngblacktravelers on the web, and just subscribe to our podcast. And we're so excited that you've joined us today. Have a wonderful day. Take care.